Unmask the truth. Let's talk about The Batman. As with this, it was directed by Matt Reeves, being set in its own universe and not in the DCEU or the DCU, probably. And with this film, it is about in his second year of fighting crime, Batman uncovers corruption in Gotham City that connects to his own family, while facing a serial killer known as the Riddler. And I just have to say, with this Batman film, it is my favorite Batman film. Because with this film, they cast in this does such a phenomenal job, as it does star Robert Pattinson as Batman, Bruce Wayne. But just Robert Pattinson's performance in this was just brilliant. Just how he portrayed Batman was just awesome. And just how we see his Bruce Wayne be was so different, but yet it worked in this. Because we pretty much see Bruce Wayne, it is like he is not mentally stable in this. And him being Batman makes him stable. But yet this was more of a Batman story. We mostly saw him as Batman in this, and that just felt unique for Batman films. His performance in this as both Bruce Wayne and Batman just felt unique compared to the other performances. And I do believe that Robert Pattinson just did such a great job with that. As also we do see more of a detective side to him in this, and I really enjoyed seeing that. But also with this film, we do get Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and she was great alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman. They had a great chemistry and dynamics with one another, but just how her version of Catwoman was very interesting and definitely worked for this film. But also alongside them, we have Paul Dano, who is a really good actor. He portrays the Riddler in this, and his version of the Riddler was fascinating to see in this film. We also do have Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, and Andy Serkis as Alfred. And I really liked how they had these characters be super unique, and it just worked perfectly in this. Seeing Bruce's and Alfred dynamic in this was fascinating to see, as it is different than other versions that we've got, but yet it worked perfectly in this. And with how this film is, just seeing how Gotham City looked was just fascinating. This version of Gotham City was really good. It felt alive, and that's what I really enjoyed about this. Like, it was alive, but yet definitely had its dark secrets, its dark corners. And just what this film did, this felt more like a detective story, and I thought that perfectly worked. Because mostly with past Batman films, we mostly see the character be a superhero, be a vigilante. But with this, it was more like a vigilante detective story, and it just worked perfectly well. It was like a breath of fresh air for the Batman franchise. But with this, it's the style, just how everything looked on screen was just perfectly done well. From the iconic score by Michael Giacchino, he just does a phenomenal job composing this movie, as he pretty much gives us another iconic Batman theme. And another thing that stands out in this movie is the grunge music. Even though it's pretty much just Nirvana, Something in the Way, it is still an iconic song. But with this film, seeing how this is pretty much Batman's second year of fighting crime, it's fascinating. And him investigating all these murders, it does feel like, and I think it's been confirmed, that this does take inspiration from The Long Halloween, as it does feature Carmine Falcone, an interesting twist with the character. Like, you can tell that it does take inspiration from that, and I do think it did pretty good for the most part with that. And I really like how we see development for Bruce Wayne, for the Batman in this, pretty much learning that he needs to be more than just vengeance, how he can pretty much be a symbol. It does seem like it could go down that route with the Batman 2, but we're going to have to wait and see whenever we get that film. But with the Batman, this is honestly my favorite Batman movie. I love the performances. I thought Robert Pattinson was just a phenomenal Batman in this. While we don't get a lot of his Bruce Wayne, it was just still fascinating to see how his character was in this. Just fascinating to see how his version of Batman is compared to the past Batmans. This is still a young Batman, so it'll be fascinating to see how the character will be in future installments. Overall, with the Batman, it was a breath of fresh air for the Batman franchise, as this is my favorite Batman movie. But have you seen The Batman? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.